start first with Will Anderson Jr. Go ahead and put the raise hand function if you have a question for Will, and then we'll go ahead and get to questions once we see who's got them.
Go ahead, Katie.
Hey, Will, on Monday, Coach Golding talked about one of the biggest differences for this year's team compared to last year's, that it was a relatively normal spring and the freshmen got to come in and learn. As someone whose spring was your freshman year was pretty irregular because of COVID, how much better has this year been? And then how do you think it's impacting the freshmen that they've been able to learn since the spring in person rather than on Zoom?
It's been great getting out there to do everything full speed and fast, and seeing the different formations and actually getting to run through the calls. I think the spring was great. And I also think like the Zoom calls were good too, just like showing us how it is, but being on the field and being able to take the coaching and actually go through it, it was great.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Well, after seeing what you did last year, I mean, looking at guys like Trey Sanders, looking at guys like King Wakuda and those guys, how have you seen the growth of those guys?
I think those guys have grown a lot. They're taking coaching and they're taking that next step forward, which I would think would be great, adding depth to our position. So I think they're coming along good and just taking coaching.
Mike?
Yeah, Will, when you look to improve your own game, what sort of players that came before you, whether it's at Alabama or in the NFL, what sort of players do you watch to learn from?
Oh, I always go back and watch the old film. Anthony Jennings is one of the most players I watch. Just seeing how he did everything, seeing how he shocks and said, get off blocks, pass to rusher, everything. His run game, everything. I really watch him a lot. He was a great player and very talented. So Anthony Jennings is a person I go back and watch film on a lot.
Nick Kelly.
Hey, Will, Henry To'oTo'o is a guy who Pete Golding said is just a great leader. How has Henry shown that leadership since he got here?
Oh, he's been great. He communicates a lot. If you do something wrong, he's going to step on your toes about it. He's a very great communicator. He knows the defense as well too. So just him being able to do that and being able to be on the field and help us and help the younger guys as well. He's a great leader and a great player.
Charlie Potter.
Hey, Will, back in the spring, you talked about trying to learn the whole defense and taking that next step into year two. Just where are you with that, and how much more comfortable do you feel out there?
I feel very comfortable. I'm taking that next step and just trying to help my team and do my job on a consistent basis and be the best version of myself.
Tony.
Yeah, well, Koolaid kind of comes in with a lot of a lot of hype and a lot of attention. You kind of had that same process coming in as a freshman. What advice would you give him just handling that kind of hype and extra spotlight as a freshman?
I think he's been handling it very well. He's humble. He comes to practice hungry every day. He's enthusiastic. He brings a lot of energy, and he's very coachable. He takes coaching, and he keeps his head up high. He always goes to the next play, and he just wants to learn and get better.
Michael.
Yeah, on that topic of Koolaid, Coach Pete Golding said he was a pretty big hitter for a cornerback. What do you see about him and his physicality on the field?
Oh, he's very physical. He has fun. He likes to put his nose in any play that we have. He's fun. He flies around. He has fun doing his job. I mean, that's what football is about, and that's what coming to Alabama is about, having fun, flying around and hitting people.
Stephen.
Well, Evan Neal talked about how hard it is to keep you from the quarterback, but how has Evan Neal made you a better pass rusher?
That man right there, he's very talented, and somebody his size that can move like that. I mean, I think that's what you come to Alabama for, to go against players like that. He makes me better every day. I make him better every day, and I wouldn't rather go against anybody else but Evan. He's great. He knows what he's doing, and he's helping not only us, but he's helping the D-line and the outside linebackers as well.
Charlie Potter.
Yeah, well, last year you obviously played a lot as a true freshman, and you have two new guys in your outside linebacker room. Just what have you seen from Dallas and Keanu so far?
They're very great players. They're taking coaching. They've been very optimistic, and I think they love football a lot. They really do, and they've just been hungry, really learning to learn the plays and stay humble.
Any last questions? Raise your hand. All right, we're good. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take questions for Jordan Battle. Just raise your hand. Questions? Go ahead, Charlie Potter.
Yeah, Jordan, I know it's a little early, but obviously you guys are opening the season with Miami. Being a guy from South Florida and near there, just what was your reaction when you saw that? And I guess what's your impression of that early matchup?
It's the same feeling, you know, for every game. But being out of Miami, it's going to be a great experience. My hometown team, so it's going to be a great game and a great one for the fans as well.
Steven?
Jordan, you and Trey Sanders came in the same class. He's been through a lot, but how cool is it to see him still push and still work to get back on that field and play?
Trey Sanders is a great football player, a great human being off the field and on the field. He's a hard worker. You see him every day walking in the locker room. He's in the study. He's studying the film and everything. He's only getting better. He's rising up to the top right now, and I love him.
Michael?
Yeah, on the topic of Miami being from South Florida, so many guys from South Florida have traditionally been Miami Hurricane guys. They, try to wall off that area at one point and say that was only a Miami area. How close were they for you in terms of recruiting? Was there an allure to go to play for the University of Miami, and what was it that got you to Alabama?
Miami is a great school. Coach Diaz is a great guy. But Coach Saban came along and recruited me very well. He's a DB coach, a DB guru. So that's what made me choose Alabama.
Mike?
Yeah, you have a new face in the secondary, a few of them actually, but Koolaid is, I think, a guy that a lot of people are paying attention to. Just what's he been like in terms of assimilating into your program and into your DB room?
Koolaid is a great player. He's very smart in the field. He's very disciplined. He wants to learn, and he's a great player. He's going to be a great player for us in the future, and I only see him getting better.
Tony?
Jordan, we talked to you a little bit this spring about leadership. It's kind of come up this fall too. Just what would you say the leadership of this team is like?
The leadership is getting very well. We're all leading. The older guys, the younger guys are listening to us, and they're falling in place. They're doing everything we're telling them to do, and we're building that team that we all want.
Nick?
You get to see Cameron Latu in practice. What does he bring to the tight end position?
Cam is very physical, very, very fast, and he's working me every day. I'm working him. All the other tight ends are working, and they're only getting him better, and he's getting us better. So he's doing a great job for us right now.
Cecil? Cecil?
Jordan, hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. Do you ever wish that Coach Saban had come up and been like an offensive line coach or a running back coach instead of being right there on top of the secondary all the time?
No, I love the fact that he's a secondary coach. He stays on us. He gets us better every day. We love having him around, and he keeps me up all day. So I kind of love him being a secondary coach. I wouldn't want to be any other position coach.
Charlie Potter?
Yeah, Jordan, you guys added a new face to the inside linebacker room, and Henry Toa. Just what have your early impressions been of him? And as Tony asked about leadership, just how is he kind of stepping into that role as well as a new guy?
Yeah, he's a leadership guy. He's on the leadership team with us. He's stepping into that role very well. He's playing very good on the inside, being very vocal, making sure the D-line, making sure the whole defense is getting the calls. So we love what he's doing right now for us.
Stephen?
Jordan, what's kind of the energy level that Jay Valai has brought as the cornerbacks coach?
Oh, he has a lot of energy. We love Coach Valai. He gets me started in practice. I get him started. He stays on us. So I love the energy he brings. He's bringing a good technique to the corners. Corners are playing very well. So we love Coach Valai.
Final questions for Jordan? All right, thank you, Jordan. Oh, we'll take one more. Mike?
I had an offbeat question. I was wondering if it's weird having another Devonta Smith on the team.
It is a little bit, but we try to shy away from calling him Smitty because it's only one Smitty out there.
Thanks, Jordan.
Christian, one thing that Coach Golding mentioned about Henry is how much of a leader he is. How have you specifically seen that leadership, even though it's been, not a ton of time with him yet, but how have you seen that leadership?
I mean, from day one, he just came in and worked. And you think, when you see that, it kind of makes you want to work a little harder too. So, he does a really great job with that. He's a little bit of a vocal guy as well. But, he's doing a really great job and he's pushing everybody.
Stephen?
Christian, when you look at a guy like Evan Neal, how does he make the defense better, especially keeping people away from the quarterback?
I mean, Evan, that's a great guy. Really, Evan's huge, humongous. That's a battle every single day for us. So, you have no choice but to get better each and every day going against Evan, honestly.
Cecil?
Christian, hi. How are you today?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm good. When the name, image, likeness became official this summer, there was a lot of speculation on how that would affect team chemistry and this guy's making this much and that guy's making that much. First, have you noticed anything like that? And second, do you have an NIL arrangement with anybody?
The NIL really hasn't affected any of that on our team, any jealousy or anything. I think right now we're really in camp. So, like I said, it's day 4. We're really just trying to make sure we're focusing on right now and get ready for the season.
Nick Kelly?
Christian, question about another offensive guy. B-Rob, he kind of gets his chance to be the main guy this year. What does he bring to the running back position?
B-Rob, he brings it all. I mean, he can catch, he can run. He's a really tough runner. So, you always have to make sure you're ready whenever he's in for sure. B-Rob, for me, in the passing game, I think he's really, really developed a lot as far as like route running, catching, doing it all. So I'm really excited to see what he brings this year.
Charlie Potter?
Christian, for you, this is obviously year 3. Just where do you feel maybe more comfortable than whenever you got on campus? And maybe what is something that you worked on this offseason to improve?
I really try to work on all areas. Passing game, learning my run fits, communication. It's just those 3 main things are a lot of things I try to focus on for the season. And, like I said, I'm still trying to work on it right now. That's why we're in camp. And I'm just trying to attack it each and every day. So
Go ahead, Mike.
I just asked Jordan the same question. Is it a little weird having another Devonta Smith on the team now, the freshman?
Say it one more time. What did you say?
Sorry, I just got muted there. Is it weird having another player named Devonta Smith on the team? Obviously, you had one last year. It was pretty good. Now you have the freshman defensive back.
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, he's a great guy, though. I talked to him a little bit, but it's not too much of a weird thing, being that Smitty was here last year.
Stephen?
Jalen Armour Davis is a guy, Christian, that's kind of been through a lot here in his time, but how much have you seen him grow and how excited you are for him for this opportunity to possibly start at corner?
I'm really excited for him. I mean, like I said, he's been coming in each and every day working, and especially in camp. Right now, everybody's just really trying to make sure they do what they can to develop as a player on the field each and every day, whether that's the goals that they have for themselves or that we have as a defense as a whole.
Charlie.
Yeah, we talked to Will obviously earlier today, but where have you seen him maybe grow the most since his freshman year? He talked about trying to learn the whole defense and getting comfortable with that. But as a guy that plays with him, where have you seen the most growth from Will?
Will's a great guy. Will's growing each and every day as well. You know, he's really a leader on our team as well, especially on our defense. Just by really how he attacks each and every day. You know, each rep, he never takes a play off, and it kind of motivates everybody else to give that same effort.
Final questions for Christian. All right, thanks, Christian.